What's up, Teachable Homies? This is the real take of Pretty Deep. I am your host, Beulah Pretty, and you're watching Pretty Deep. And today we're going beneath the surface about the war and wonder of becoming pretty deep in the first season called Identity Shift. Let's go. Also, since we're keeping it real and this is me showing you who I am in real time, I am a conversation person. I am a verbal processor. So every episode, other than the first episode of every season, I am going to have a guest. However, the first episode, I'm going to have my good sister girl in the background asking me questions so I can stay on track. Okay? So I just wanted you to know. And we are going to start now.
So what made you finally sit down and do this podcast? Like, why now? And didn't you try something like this a few years ago?
So I definitely tried something like this a few years ago. It was actually called the Christian Dialogue, and it was actually really cool. Like, it was my first time doing a podcast by myself. That journey was a journey in itself because I didn't even believe that I could do a podcast by myself. I didn't believe that my voice could carry long formals of like sentences, paragraphs, stories, and all that. But I ended up doing it by myself, and it was actually pretty cool, but I didn't understand the weight of it. I think I was doing it prematurely, so the season was wrong, but the idea was right. And also the title had to change. I think the Christian Dialogue is something that I want to do later down the line, dealing with apologetics and all that stuff like that, but Pretty Deep represents where I'm at right now. So the time is right because my identity as a daughter, as a woman, as a Christian has shifted, and yeah, the Lord has actually like tell me you're ready now. So that's why.
Amen. So what made you realize you needed identity shifts in your life? Like, how does that title identity shift connect you to your journey? What would you say this season of your life is marked by?
This season, I would say this season is marked by investment and consistency. Last year was a lot. I would say even maybe 3 years ago was a lot. So I became a Christian maybe 8 years ago, but I felt like I was in a battle between daughter and orphan, and more so leaning on the side of orphan. So because I was leaning on the side of orphan, I didn't know what a daughter felt like. I didn't know how to relate to my father. I had the idea of it. I was more so striving than being. And then I remember I had a big health scare in, I don't remember the year, but it was like maybe my 26th birthday. That was the year. So I don't know what year that was. But my 26th birthday that year, I had a big health scare. And I remember God sitting me down and telling me I was like a city without no walls. And it broke me, it restored me, and it gave me a hope. Because it broke me because I'm like, how you going to tell me this in this moment where I'm scared? You know what I'm saying? Like, being called a city without no walls don't sound good. But it restored me because it was like, okay, now I know the problem. I don't have no boundaries. I don't have no structure to protect what's important, and I'm important. So I think in that moment, I started to realize, okay, I actually need help. I actually need to get serious about counseling. I actually have to not hide behind the mask of being okay. I have to actually be honest. And so from that moment of honesty, the Lord started to show me myself, show me the inner parts of me that I hid from or didn't know or was diluted. And so in that year, that 26th year, I needed to shift because I am precious, but I'm like unprotected. And if I want to like protect what I am and who I am and who God called me to be, then I have to actually get boundaries. I have to actually understand who I am. I actually have to know who my father is and realize that I'm a daughter and that my way actually is not working. So either I'm going to pick it up, like pick my cross up, or I'm going to just walk away and continue to deal with the consequences. So that's really where the shift came at with identity, because I realized I didn't have nothing. I just had a false sense of identity and it wasn't real, and I needed that real identity. So I feel like this is where this first season came from, like living that real testimony of shifting my identity in real time.
Wow, that's beautiful. I'm like always so in awe when I hear about the city with no walls. It's like God humbled you so he could build you up. So on that note, how have you shifted in your womanhood from before Christ to after Christ? What does being a woman of God look like for you now compared to then?
Ooh, okay. So I would say a woman before Jesus was me pretending womanhood or girlhood. And what I mean by that is I didn't know what girlhood really was. I didn't know what womanhood really was. I just knew that boys, babies, marriage. So if I wasn't having a boyfriend, if I wasn't trying to be someone caretaker or some nurturer in some way, or thinking about marriage, is like my mind was short circuiting. I didn't have no concept of what that looks like. And it made me chase validation. It made me go into spaces looking for validation and allowing and having people who necessarily didn't know what they were talking about speaking to my identity. So now something that didn't even have a firm foundation was already being attacked and attacked and attacked more because there was nothing protecting it. So when I moved to like Christ and figuring out what daughterhood is, I think it goes back to I'm precious. Like I am a daughter. That means I don't have to perform. That means I'm born into the family and my worth is innate. Kind of like when the Father broke the heavens and spoke when Jesus came out of baptism. And it was like, this is my son who I'm well pleased. That's before Jesus did anything. He claimed his son. And I feel like me moving from an orphan, trying to fight and strive for my father's approval or validation, I moved in towards being known, being heard, being safe, being validated just for being Beulah. That's it. And I think that when that foundation became my actual foundation, I started moving with a sense of like, all right, if I mess up, I'm gonna get back up. If I look silly, I'm gonna do better next time. If I am going to be rejected, my father didn't reject me. So now it's moving from a place of confidence because I know I have a safe space that's unmovable. Because before, my identity was on people, places, and things. And as we all know, people, places, and things are fickle, and our father is not. So that was the shift of womanhood before Christ and after Christ. Look at us growing, friends. We out here. We outside. We really outside.
You are so on point right there. That was actually a word today at my church. I kid you not. Come out of Mark 1. So now I know you on point. Let me ask you, for the people, what do you want people to experience when they come to this table and listen to Identity Shift?
Ooh. The first thing I want you to feel is, now, okay, people say no judgment, but I feel like this is a better phrasing. There's no condemnation. I want you to feel like you could come to the table as you are, but be ready to be teachable so that we can grow together. Because I believe that identity really shifts when we are in community. And that could be threefold. Community with our Heavenly Father, community with ourselves, and community with others. And when those things come together, we really see the development, the stewardship, the confirmation of that identity shift. Because God never said we were supposed to do it alone, so why would we want to do it alone? And we need people who can walk with us and talk with us. So when you hear identity shift, the season, and even the movement, the word, I want you to think of a table that has been prepared for you. There is a place for you, and there's food on the table that you can eat. However, it might not be what you're used to, but it's good for your body. That's what I want listeners and the people who come to the table to see, feel, and know.
And it may not be what you're used to, but it's still good for the body. Okay, so what does pretty deep mean to you personally? I feel like everybody's been wanting to know this question. How does this podcast title connect to your story, and what kind of table are you building with this podcast? And this time I want to hear a story. Give us a story time.
Okay, I'm going to give you a story time. See, this is why my sister girl is my sister girl, because she's giving tea. Okay? And this is why we need community. Okay, what is my story time? Oh my goodness, I have so many story times. Okay, this is embarrassing, but I feel like this is a moment that is my journey. Okay, so I remember when, oh my God, it's so embarrassing, but this is how you know it's real. I remember when I was maybe 22. This was probably my early years of really figuring it out, womanhood, smell goods, all that. And I was preparing her for a birthday party, and I had went to the mall with my cousins and her friends, and just know I was a little tart, okay? I was a little tart. And I remember I met one of my friends' brothers, and we driving back to the dorm to get ready to go out that night. And my cousin was like, she leaned over and told me, like, you know, you a little tart, you a little tart. And I'm like, girl, why you say it now? Like, you could have waited. He in the front to see, he heard us. And she like, no, he didn't. And then he turned around. See, this how men don't be like this. Brothers, if you listening to this, don't be like this. He turned around and said, yeah, I did. First of all, you embarrassing, but it's okay. And I was so mad because I was so embarrassed. Because let's keep it a bean. I am a plus size woman. Okay, no one wants to be tart, smelly, whatever as a plus size girly. Second of all, I'm a girl. Don't want that. And third, he was cute. Definitely don't want that. So we get ready. I'm hopping the tank, do all the things I need to do. Now I'm feeling cute. Now I'm feeling like myself. In this season, I was still learning. I was very like green. So just imagine I was green to the fashion world and all that. And so my outfit was cute though. And her friends were trying to play me. Like, they was really just trying to play me this whole night. And everyone started coupling up and all this stuff. So long story short, we go out and it's crazy. We're in New York City and all these people are coming up to me, trying to talk to me. But the people I'm with, I low-key feel like they're like dogging me out. Like, we jokes or whatever, or because everyone's paired up and it was me and the dude who's heard that I was a little tart. We the only two not paired up, and they trying to pair us up together. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. And I don't want that because, you know, I'm embarrassed. But long story short, I feel like that was a moment of what Pretty Deep is to me, or who I am in this title, because that moment showed me, just looking back, that one, in sisterhood, we need to protect our sisters. Like, and there's no shade against like my cousin, her people's, like, we was young then, but just in general, as women, I need to have your back as you have my back. Like, you know, there's a thing on TikTok talking about girls girl. But a girl's girl is deeper than just, oh, I'm going to look you out if your makeup is not right. It's deeper. It's like, I'm going to hold you when you're weeping. I'm going to hold you when you're embarrassment. I might even take that embarrassment so that me and you can hold that. Like, I'm not even going to tell you until we in a private place where, you know, you're covered. Your dignity is covered. So yeah, like, I'm a girl's girl, and that taught me about being a girl's girl. And I think it made me realize, like, I gotta become that girl's girl before I try to put anyone else on. So Pretty Deep to me is more than aesthetics. It's more than smell goods. It's about being a daughter. So that means you're made good because God has called you good. Being a sister. So being a safe space for any sister, close, near, far. You my homie, you not my homie. If you're my sister, I'm making a safe space for you. And then 3, making sure that I'm not moved by the aesthetics of being pretty, but I'm moved by the character of being pretty, being patient, being kind, being slow to speak, being quick to listen, being able to take away my biases and actually hear what the Lord is telling me to tell my sister, or even to encourage her. Like, let's be real. How often do we have sisters that can weep with us, but they can't jump with the same joy when we're winning, or can't jump in the same joy when we have a growth moment? It may be small to them, but big to us. Like, hypothetically, you didn't know how to do your hair 2 years ago. Now you outside doing a YouTube channel, like, yeah, my curl pattern. Girl, I'm about to cheer you on because 2 years ago, you was out here ripping your hair, okay? And it's okay. It's okay. We all been through that journey, especially as Black women. So that is Pretty Deep. Like, being a girl's girl, being a sister's sister, being a support system that sharpens us but also protects us. Ew.
I love that. I love that. It's more than just the surface things. Like, we're getting down to the deeper rooted problems that's in different communities that have held a lot of communities hostage. Like, and it's just about like being a community. The Bible talks about not forsaking the assembly, and I don't think a lot of people recognize how important that is. So I commend you for doing the work. And if someone's listening to this very first episode, What's the one thing you hope they walk away with about you, your journey, and what this podcast will mean?
The one thing I would say is that I am a teachable homie as much as I am a leader, a teacher, a servant. I will always be a teachable homie. And I think that was God given because being teachable allows us to not just be corrected, but for us to grow, for us to get pruned, right? So that we could bear more fruit. And that's Bible. So, yeah, I'm a teachable homie. So I'm not coming here with all the answers. I'm coming here ready to be taught the answers, to give answers that I have been given, and to explore answers in real time. So this is a journey of growth. So if you're ready to grow, come through. If you're ready just to watch the growth and then hop on later on, come through. So I would definitely say that is one of the takeaways, that I am a teachable homie just as much as I think everyone who joins me on this ride is.
Okay, so give us a little bit of a preview. What are some of the topics you're planning on exploring in the identity shift this season? Like, what can we look forward to?
Oh my goodness, what can we look forward to? Okay, definitely encouragement. Like, what is encouragement? Why do we need an encouraging community? What is encouragement even in correction, right? Because sometimes we think encouragement is yes, sis, yes. But sometimes encouragement is not right now, sis. That's not good for you. Don't do that. Because that's encouraging our destiny, our purpose, our assignment, our wholeness, not just the plan in the moment, right? Or not just our emotions. So going in depth, going beneath the surface of encouragement. Also, another topic is becoming a lady. What is a lady? Who is a lady? How do we how do we move away from what culture calls a lady and how the Bible defines a lady? What's some other topics I've been thinking about? Honestly, the season is just coming out of my own journey. So we're gonna definitely talk about the actual journey of identity shifts, like the uncomfortable tension, because the glory and war and wonder and ups and downs, those are real. Like the glory of becoming pretty deep is the validation that you get from people, the validation that you get from yourself, the praise that you hear from God when He sings over you, the war, the spiritual war, warfare, the imposter syndrome, the I don't know what to do, the doubts, all the different things that come and try to steal our joy in the becoming. Because pretty deep identity shift, those are not just fun words. These are real things. When we come into Christ, our identity is moving from what we once know, right? Because the Bible has said we all have fallen short of the glory of God. That means that our worldview needs to change. So how I view men, how I view myself, how do I view delays, how do I view no's, how do I view people, how do I view my connections, those all come with a weight of glory and war. And if we're not really prepared for that, then pretty deep just comes something surface. And it actually is, we're really lying to ourselves because we're not actually going to the depth. We're just getting the pretty. And if there's no depth, the prettiness is like a cake with nothing under it but frosting. And I don't know about y'all, but that just sounds nasty to me. Like, it's not giving. So, yeah, I hope that answered the question.
It did. Thank you so much.
Thank you, because that was good commentary. T.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the podcast.
Me too, because I'm learning with y'all. This real time, y'all. So this was Beulah Pretty, and this is the first episode of Pretty Deep. And I am so excited to go on the journey of identity shifts with all my teachable homies. Until next time, stay deep. That was